A Georgia state representative accused of lying about being a member of the Black Greek letter organization, the sorority Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, is saying that she's sorry. But she's also saying she's still a Delta. She's still claiming to be a member. Democratic Representative Angela Moore has been presenting herself as a Delta. She's posted old pictures of her throwing up Delta hand signs. She's talking about her sorors on the floor of her chamber. She even posted a photo of herself, her headshot, inside of the organization's frame. But just the day before she got reelected in May, Amarise L. Johnson, who is the Southern Regional Director for the sorority, released an official statement saying that Representative Moore is not a Delta. Now, if that wasn't enough, then the executive director of the organization said in a statement that after conducting an extensive review of membership records, after speaking with her alleged initiation chapter, and even after contacting Moore herself several times for details, they officially confirmed that she is not a member. Now, that ain't enough. It should be enough, because it ain't that hard to prove you're a member if you're not a member. It shouldn't be that hard. But in an exclusive interview with Channel 2, the woman apologizes. Angela Moore, Representative Angela Moore from Georgia, says, "I'm sorry for putting all of y'all through this." She apologized for it. So you would think that'd be a dead matter. No, it's not. You know why? Because she apologized for all the stress and all the drama, but she still says that she's a member. She says she pledged under her former married name, but changed her name after the divorce. She says that's why her current name doesn't match her Delta name. Okay, that seems plausible, questionable, shady, unlikely, but plausible. Maybe you did pledge under a different name, and you're saying it's not your maiden name. You're saying you got married before, and whoever you married gave you a last name, and you were pledging under that last name. Okay, so let's just look up the married last name and find out. Well, they asked her what that former last name was that she had when she got into that marriage. And you know what she says? She says, and I quote, "I refuse to tell what my former married name was." I refuse to tell what my former married name was. She lying. Let's just start there. I know in the news I'm supposed to say these allegations look questionable or there's some serious. No. She lying. She is lying. She lying. Let me tell you why she lying. First of all, anybody who pledges, especially in undergrad, with that 99.999% of the time, you went through so much. You did so much to make that process complete that you have photos, you have records. I'm talking about probate photos, and she's much older than, I don't say much older. She seems, based on when she graduated college, she would have pledged during the time where pledging was above ground. That means that she should have pictures of her marching the yard. She should have pictures of her at a probate. There should be a picture of her with a jacket. There should be pictures of her doing something. Now, you ain't got to wear that stuff. I don't wear paraphernalia, but I'll tell you one thing. If somebody asked me when I pledged, I could tell them. If somebody asked me where I pledged, I could tell them. If somebody asked me who my dean was, I could tell them. If somebody asked me who my line brothers were, I could tell you. If somebody asked you how many was on my line, I could tell you. She ain't answered none of them questions. She could dead all of this with some photos, but she ain't got one. The only claim she has of being a Delta is stuff like you looking at right now on the screen. Her putting her own face with her own Photoshop on a Delta symbol, looking like she going home to be with the Lord. That's how you know she ain't no Delta. That ain't how Deltas make pictures. That's how dead people make pictures. That's how funeral directors make pictures. She ain't no Delta. If she were a Delta, somebody by now would say, that's my Sans. That's my line sister. That's my LS. Was she a solo? Because unless you were solo, somebody would have said, I know her. Somebody would say, I was her profile. I made her. Somebody would have said, she was my profile. She made me. Somebody would say, I was the dean. Or if it's the new era, I was their membership intake coordinator. I helped them cross the burning carpet. Somebody would be saying something. But you telling me that you pledged, but nobody saw you. Nobody knows your name. Nobody's in your chapter. Nobody was on your line. Nobody made you. Nobody was made by you. Nobody can ever claim that you were Delta. And then you say the membership rolls are wrong because they got the wrong name. And we say, well, wait a minute, show us the right name. And you say, I refuse to tell you the right name? Oh, you lying. You just lucky you grown and famous, because back in the day, in the Greek picnic era, at least in Philly, if you walked down the street throwing up mids and you wasn't one, if you had on t-shirts and you didn't earn one, it would get ugly. I'm not advocating violence. I actually think that's the wrong approach, but I'm just saying you real comfortable out there in the state house because you talking crazy. Maybe this is a super lie. I don't understand why people perp. Why do people pretend to be part of the organization if they were not, if they are not? Y'all almost always get caught. It used to work before the internet, but now people got too much evidence. They got too much proof. They got too much communication. Somebody walked up to me right now and said, Mark, I don't think you a capper. I could make two phone calls. And matter of fact, it wouldn't even take two. I could make one phone call and dead it. If you're Alpha, a Q, a SG Rho, a Delta, a AKA, a Iota, a Sigma, a Zeta, one phone call to somebody, especially if you made right, will kill all of it. But not one person has vouched for you. Now, here's the thing. We grown. People say, why do you care about Greek letter organizations? Why do you care if she's serving the people? Why does it matter? Here's the problem, Angela Moore. God, that photo look, I swear to God, every time I see it, I feel like she done gone up in that golden chariot. When you lie about something small, you lie about something big. If she had said that if she hadn't said she was a Delta, but instead said that she was a registered nurse, and we went to her college records and found she didn't go to college, or we found out she didn't major in nursing and that she didn't have an RN, I'd be just as outraged. If she said, I've been a lifelong deaconess at Beulah Baptist Church, and we went to Beulah and they said, we ain't never seen her before, I'd be just as upset. If she said that she served in the military and it turned out she wasn't even a crossing guard, I would be just as upset. And upset's not the right word. I'm actually not upset. I'm disgusted. I'm annoyed. I think this is ridiculous. You're lying about what you did. You are not trustworthy. And when you have an opportunity, because all humans make mistakes, all humans lie, all humans mess up. But when you have an opportunity to correct it, and your response is to double down on the lie and then tell a lie so absurd and implausible that you insult our intelligence, that makes me wonder what else you're lying about. It's not just you. Joe Biden does the same thing. Joe Biden told us he was the valedictorian of his law, he graduated top of his law class. That's a unnecessary, stupid ass lie. Donald Trump lies all the time. These lies are windows into your character. They make me question everything you've ever said. That's the actual issue here. So yeah, you being a Delta is dumb. That's a dumb lie. But it reflects a bigger lie And I got to be honest with you, it's probably going to ruin your career because I don't know anybody. Remember, you in Georgia, you in the ATL area. Every Negro in America going to be mad now. They all know you a liar now. They're not going to vote for you. And the next time you run, which is going to be in 2 years, they're going to run a Delta against you, just like they did this time. Except now everybody know you're not one. Every Delta in America, Deltas are going to move to Georgia, buy houses just to vote your ass out. And so are the Q dogs, because they be riding too. And you know what? So are the Noops on the strength of Crimson and Creed. You know what I'm saying? And so is everybody else, because we hate liars. We hate liars. And you, Angela, if that's your real name, are a liar.